Hey everyone, just wanted to go over my XK or Wltoys 144001. It's got a couple names. I got it last weekend, but I don't recommend putting 3S in it. As soon as I did, it went up in smoke. So I had to, I had a old brushless system laying around, so I fitted that in. Did a few other upgrades to it, so I'll just run through those real quick. Starting at the front, I put a bigger bumper here. I have a lot of 8th scale stuff, and this is from a T-bone wheelie bar from an Armor Creighton that's broke. So what I did was I just cut it up and fit it in where the old stock bumper is. If you look at the stock bumper, it is super tiny and not flexible at all. So it's a big upgrade if you ever run into anything. Another thing I did was just the nature of buggies. The shock tower and shock caps are very exposed, so as soon as you flip over, you're going to be scraping on these shock caps. So these are also off of an Armor Creighton. I rated my parts bin. So it's just little shock cap protectors. You can actually make these, but I just removed the spacer that goes onto the shock tower, so it made room for these, so it fit actually pretty perfectly. Another thing is this whole body and the wing is covered with clear Gorilla Tape, and just me coming from a bashing background, that's what we did to all our bodies, just to preserve them. So this is it'll prevent the corners from like tearing. Not completely, but it'll prolong the life for sure. So I definitely recommend that. You can use black Gorilla Tape too. I just like using clear. So still using stock tires. They're actually getting pretty bald with 3S in here. So another thing I did was everywhere there's a ball stud and ball cup, I've put a O-ring. So see if I can get this to focus. Right in here and everywhere there's a link, I put rubber O-rings, so that way it eliminates the side-to-side play, so it just tightens everything up. I did change the fluids all the way around on the shocks. These are great shocks, by the way, for you know, this car costs what, I think I paid 85 bucks shipped. I did have to wait like 6 weeks, but for what you get, it's just amazing. But anyways, the shock weight is 60 weight all around, so it's a little firmer than what you get. Another thing that I did was, if you notice, there's toe-in on when it comes stock. There's some toe-in on the back tires, so you'll notice that the tires will kind of point in a little bit, and you can fix that by removing this hinge pin mount, or the suspension mount. This little bushing right here has 2 holes for the hinge pin. One's on the inside, one's on the outside. So just flip that around and it'll straighten out your rear tires. I also did end up cutting the body up a little bit because, you know, the system that I put in here, the brushless system, is a little bit bigger. Got the little Mad Max theme going on. I do have another body on order for it, so I really didn't care if I cut this one up anyway. So got little mesh going here for the ESC to breathe, and then also I cut a hole here for the heat sink on the motor to cool down. I did put Velcro around the outside, so the inside of this is also lined with Gorilla Tape, just to help preserve it. So yeah, that's the system crammed in there. Everything fits fairly well. The stock battery fits perfectly with this setup. Just lays down there flat. And if I wanted to run my 3S batteries, I have to stand them up like that, which is not a big deal. So you can just route the cable. I just route the cables like, you know, kind of in between there. I opened up both diffs and just filled them completely with red and tacky grease. That's just what I use for all my cars. These diffs are not sealed, so I couldn't put silicone oil in there like I normally do. I would have liked to put, you know, probably something light, like maybe a 20K, but grease seems to be working fine. I'm not climbing or doing anything that requires a lot of, like, you know, locking diffs or anything like that, so I'm not too concerned. I do have some gasket maker, so maybe I'll try to seal them if I ever want to do that. I'm mostly running this on pavement, so really not going to be needing lock diffs that much. The motor is a 3930 kV motor. It's a 540 can, and that's just a cheap heat sink on there. The motor, or the ESC, is a 45 amp 2 to 3S LiPo ESC, and the servo is a old WPL servo I found in my parts bin. I do have this MG91 that I'm gonna put in there when this one dies. This is all Metal Gear. I couldn't find it when I was doing the upgrade, but I did end up finding it, so I'll put that in when I take the car apart next time. Yeah, other than that, it was pretty easy to drop this in. Like I said, I put in 3S because, you know, you look on YouTube, everybody's putting in 3S and like stock. And as soon as I did, I pulled the trigger. I went literally 2 feet and I saw smoke pouring out. I was like, great. So yeah, that happened. So you can try it yourselves. I just don't recommend it. Oh, I do have the Dumbo RC receiver in here with the gyro, and that makes a huge difference when you're doing 3S because of the torque on here. It keeps it straight. So yeah, let's go do a speed run. I haven't been able to open it up all the way. I just don't have enough space, but I have some time today. I'm gonna go out and do some speed run on 2S and on 3S.
Hell yeah.